All right, this is, of course, the final day of the Future Investment Initiative here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Rise News, of course, has been covering all the activities from the start of the week, and we have come to the end. I'm joined by my awesome colleagues here. Please, ladies, everybody knows who you are. Introduce yourselves, please.
With a double barrel squad. Vimbai Mutinhiri-Ekpeyong. It's been such an eye-opening week. This experience has been life-changing in many ways, but we'll unpack that later.
And I am Georgina Ndukwe Ezeanyika. Yes, it's my first time in Saudi Arabia, and I thoroughly enjoyed the experience covering the Future Investment Initiative. Of course, we have so much to talk about what we have learned, what we encountered, what we saw in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And Rotus, I'm sure you would like to...
Yes, indeed. Yeah, did I introduce myself? Rotus Oddiri. Yeah, so I think starting off with the opening ceremony, the Saudis know how to put on a show. Our Risings, of course, we were there last year to see this again this year. My favorite part, of course, has to be the unitary humanoid robot that brought the key on stage. And of course, this is in line with the theme of the initiative this year, which is, the key, unlocking the key to prosperity, and of course, finding new avenues of economic growth sectors. So that it was nice to see the metaphor, if you will, right there on stage. So I did enjoy that from the opening ceremony.
And then the powerful music by a very young man. I think I heard Leo when they announced his name. We didn't get the full name, but the fact remains that his beautiful rendition of One Moment in Time just set the stage for the conversation and the opening ceremony on that day. It was really fantastic. I heard that you were even singing along. Yeah.
I'm just a sucker for a really well put together production. Everything moved well, it was cohesive, there was the immersion of technology, not just a robot, but even when you saw the way the stages moved around and the hydraulics of stages going up and down. And I think also just the opening speech, the charge, and the conversation around the fact that, here we are, the global leaders are here, and there's a lot of concern about, the decline of globalization, but this shows that globalization can't go anywhere. Everybody's still willing to work together. We just have to find out how best to work together to address all the major challenges of which the world, both global north, global south, agree that the biggest challenge is cost of living, according to the poll.
Hey, you've got youth uprisings in Nepal, Madagascar, Morocco. So cost of living, inflation, everything, very much on tap. And that was, I think we're now, bleed into the different panels that took place. I know you sat on one with, you attended, but we're going to be sitting on panels. I'm moderating very soon. Kagame, the head of state from Albania and so on. What was the takeaway from that?
Listen, the title was deeply philosophical because is humanity moving in the right direction? So I was skeptical going into that panel because I just thought, these world leaders, if you don't give them a very concise topic, they can go in any direction. So you had President of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, President of Bolivia, President of Prime Minister of Albania, Prime Minister of Pakistan, Gianni Infantino, president of FIFA, who apparently is as good as president of the country. There were several takeaways, but what really stood out for me was the takeaway from the Prime Minister of Albania, Edi Rama, who talked about the fact that the rhetoric around war continues to get really heated. We're talking more and more about war. The conversation around peace is non-committal and it's fluffy. Because what you see rapid militarization, more spend on defense than we've seen in history, as well as the fact that the word nuclear is just being thrown about in a very lackadaisical way. You know, it's almost it was a word that was a huge taboo before, but now you hear more about nuclear tests. Of course, in the past couple of days, we've seen what's happening in Russia. We've seen what's happening in North Korea and so forth. So the concerns, I think for me, from the Prime Minister of Albania were very real existential threats. That yes, we're talking about cost of living and, you know, making a living and surviving and economic prosperity and trickling down to the lowest level of society. But none of that is possible if there's warfare and if there's a consistent threat of global warfare or World War III or whatever it will be. So, you know, in answering the question, is humanity moving in the right direction? I feel his responses were the most concise, and that they really spoke about the fact that we seem to be getting more and more war hungry and becoming more warmongering, and we can, in essence, you know, eradicate ourselves as human species if we don't rein that in.
And still on that panel, there's something that struck me when Jill Infantino talked about football being a form of unifying force.
With all the fighting going on.
That whenever there's a tournament, there's World Cup, you will see that even the crime rate reduces because everybody's watching.
Yeah.
And there's you would see people hugging each other, laughing, and people. So it really struck me that we could actually use football as a means of preaching peace, unity. You know, it was fantastic.
Good panels there, good panels. And then I guess going into the following day, it was just technology from morning till after. Oh yeah, there was a panel on AI glasses, a panel on what happens if robots, you know, reach a heightened intelligence, a panel on ethics, on how to governance in the era of tech. And I had an interview with this senior sales manager for Unitary Robotics, a Chinese company that actually the robot was walking up and down the press room here, waving at people, giving high fives, boxing and so on. And so, yeah, the technology conversation. NVIDIA has just crossed 5 trillion now in market cap, first company to do it in history. But look, the Saudis are very focused. They want to embrace AI. Donald Trump has visited here, has made deals to get them chips and so on. So I like the focus of tech here at the Future Investment Initiative and the discussions around it. Yeah.
Yeah. So to talk about super AI or super intelligence.
Yes.
That's after AI, the next
level.
Super intelligence, and the fact that there has to be some form of regulation. Yes, we know we are the ones that have. Humans are the ones that have, you know, created this new technology, and we were having a conversation earlier that someone made a mention that AI is than humanity, and we said,
and the tech CEO categorically said that AI is smarter than
people. But we said you cannot be smarter than the person that created you.
Ha! The person that have you seen Avengers: Age of Ultron? You should go and watch that movie.
So I do not believe that at any point AI will supersede humanity or be smarter.
Really?
And I do not believe so.
Oh, okay.
Whenever it happens, then
we'll see what I am by there.
But what is important is to establish the ethics. How do we ensure that whoever is making use of this technology does it accordingly, and that you do not destroy the essence of being a human? You do not destroy; it doesn't affect us as humans. That's what I.
Well, I think about aging and and the next frontier of life. I do not mind my brain being put into an avatar and living forever. So I think that's So the tech thing was the tech conversation was that. Do you want to chime in on Chuck, or you want to?
I think for me the conversation around tech enhancing health has also been a very big one. You've got a lot of conversations around how microbiology and cellular innovations and all of that can be enhanced using AI. And I know there have been several panels around that, and wellness associated with tech is becoming a much, much bigger conversation. You remember a few weeks ago there was the hot mic moment with Vladimir Putin and another president, where they were talking about something that's been discovered that can make you live beyond 100 years and be very healthy. But you know what? To us in Africa, it almost seems like a joke, right? But these are the real conversations that are being had around the world. People are coming up with the technology, it's real, and they're using it to enhance quality of life, give better wellness, make you healthier for longer, and make you live longer. So I really hope that we can tap more and more into that in Nigeria and in Africa. I know we still have sort of like very fundamental issues, but if we can figure out how to marry the two worlds, there was the CEO of Citi, I believe, Citibank.
Jane Fraser.
Yeah. Who said that, listen, you're washing dishes, right? One way is to wash dishes the normal way. The other way is to use the washing machine. The outcome is the same.
Right.
But the processes are different. How do we adapt to these processes?
And shout out to the CEO of Hurona AI, which of course Dr. Undo, a Nigerian who we interviewed. I think we'll get that interview out to folks to watch, who is focusing on cancer research using AI to enhance that. So pretty impressive there.
There are also conversations about renewables. How do you marry the mix? How do you ensure that all three part of renewables,
Sun
power is fully harnessed? Some people say that it's not possible to have all three. Make use of all three in country. So some said it's only two. So in Nigeria we have a lot of solar, but we don't have the infrastructure. We can't develop solar panels and all whatnot. So, but it's a long journey, and I'm sure we'll get there someday. We're still making use of our gas. And
yeah, indeed, right?
he doesn't like.
Yeah, the whole gas conversation. No, hey, look, we're a gas giants. We just have to have the infrastructure to pull it out. That's right. It's the money to bring it out of the ground. All right, so look, my favorite interviews were from the two of you. You had Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, who in no uncertain terms called out the leader of the strongest nation on earth in terms of the tariff uphill. I also enjoyed your interview with Aliko Dangote. Aliko Dangote seems to be setting up a fight with the electric vehicle community in Nigeria. He thinks that the energy transition is so far away. Those are my two favorite interviews of the entire week. I don't know which of you guys enjoyed. I'm sure you enjoyed your own interviews.
I did enjoy the talk, the cancer discovery, the use of AI, and
Hurona,
easier for cancer patients to have access to information.
Exactly.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I think it's something that's very useful.
For me, Kola Karim all day, any day. I just love how bullish he is. Just his outlook, his recommendations, what he thinks works. Because he's somebody who's got his skin in the game. 5 million barrels per day by 2030. I mean, anything is possible.
Yeah.
We've still got a few years to go, 5 years. A lot can change in 5 years. As we've seen here in Saudi, a lot can change in a very short period of time.
Exactly.
So let's see if we can get it right.
Yeah.
All right. So enjoyed our time here in Saudi. The folks behind the Future Investment Initiative have been fantastic in putting this together, as Vimbai was talking about with the opening ceremony. Rise News, we've enjoyed our coverage, and we hope to be here again next year. Ladies, give us your final thoughts, I guess, as we wrap up. That's going to do it.
Well, my final thoughts, listen, thank you to Rise for helping me dust off my passport.
And I also thank you, the Rise News, for the opportunity to express Riyadh.
We work for a great company.
It was a whole lot of work. We did work until midnight.
Oh, we love it. That's what we signed up for.
So thank you so much. And I'm sure you enjoyed all our reports.
All right. Signing out from the capital, commercial capital, of course, Saudi Arabia. Rise News here from the Future Investment Initiative. Signing out.